What's up? What's going on, Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast? We here in the building, 3 of the 4 horsemen. I think Tim talking about I mean, I don't know how you get tired when you don't really
sit down all day.
Work. Yeah, but when you got a desk keyboard warrior, maybe he's tired from getting arguments online. But
Twitter wars.
But however, the 3 of us is here after a pretty. I guess after the Eagles game last night, you ain't want no nail by the Sixers game anyway. So that was kind of nice. That if you were a true Philadelphia sports fan, you was I guess probably pretty stressed out from that Eagles game yesterday. So a good, easy win tonight isn't a bad thing. It was a good thing. Lakers, what's up, everybody in the chat? Lakers ran into a buzzsaw. Sixers couldn't miss. Anytime you pat Bev, I think in the first half was like 3 for 5 for 3. You already know you went for a long night.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was splashing. Morris was hitting. Maxey was hitting. Embiid was hitting. It was just one of them games. I don't care. Unless the Lakers shot what we did, it was no way they was going to win this game. Sixers pulled out way too early. They tried to get it a little bit close, but it was just too many threes. We end up hitting 22, 23 threes, I think, before the game was over. And we probably shot close to 50%. You ain't winning no game. Ain't too many teams winning no game when another team is doing that. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, we shot 47, almost 48%, 22 for 40.
That's crazy.
22 for 46 from 3. Yeah, it was nothing they could do with us. Every time they looked like they tried to make a run, it was just Splash City. The whole team was on fire. The only one who ain't played too well tonight was Toby. He struggled a little bit tonight. But the rest of the team was on fire, man. Even Morris, man, it was good to see Marquise. So Marquise, whatever his name is. The Morris twin. He played good too. We can't do nothing. And the ball, Joel Embiid is playing the best basketball of his career this year. He's playing the best basketball of his.
We see the real reason why Tim didn't want to show his face today in his uncensored podcast comment.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid had a triple-double today, and lo and behold, Tim is sick or he's tired, whatever. I guess it took a lot of energy to hating like that on him. You know what I'm saying? So
he pulled away. He pulled the Wayne a little bit. Remember Wayne when Jalen Hurts was balling the Wayne?
No, that ain't never been the case.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the Sixers just was a better team tonight. I don't think the Lakers necessarily match up against them well because I think the Lakers perimeter defense isn't that great. Like I know a couple guys, Laker fans, and they always complain about that. And Sixers got open shots and was hitting them. So, and of course, Embiid, it looks like when this team is fresh, they can hang with anybody out there. I mean, honestly, they look like a dominating team. So it's going to be interesting to see some of these. I mean, was the Lakers supposed to be? They were supposed to be a good team, right? Because I keep hearing how we played people when they didn't have him, or it was the second half for the one-on-one. Like, what was there any excuse for us handling the Lakers like that?
Them East Coast, West Coast swings that teams make. They be a little tough, but that's no excuse. We shot the lights out
last year.
We shot the lights out.
Yeah, we did. I mean, that to me was really the X factor. Somebody made a comment. Who was that? Hot Hand Queese. He said, "I don't think I remember a game when LeBron had 0 rebounds." I just looked it up. He's absolutely right. He had 0 boards. That is shocking. That's very, very, very rare. But that, you know what that means? We wasn't missing. It wasn't too many rebounds to go around. Anytime we shooting almost 50% from 3, that lets you know what's happening. Lakers actually played pretty smart early in the first half because they actually outshot us field goal percentage wise in the first half. We were shooting 50%, they were shooting 58%, and that's why they was able to close the gap. I think they were smart by not going 3 for 3 with us, and just trying to play within the confines of their game. They was taking 8-2s and they was hitting 8-2s. So at one point they got it to like 10 or 12, I think was the lowest they got it, and then Melton hit 2 or 3 threes in a row. He just got hot. He was off the first half. And all of a sudden, he started splashing. Paul Reed got into the action. Batum got into the action. B kept getting fouled. He was working Anthony Davis. They couldn't stop him. He was whacking him. Everybody was whacking him. He kept going to the line. It was one of them games where everything fell into place for the Sixers. It was nothing. I don't think nothing the Lakers could have did to stop what was going to happen.
I agree.
What I like seeing from B is you can see he's actually getting enjoy out of passing the ball. You know, he is getting contagious. He's liking to pass the basketball now. I never seen that in his career. You know, he did pass here and there, but not like he's doing now. He's looking to pass when he get doubled. So he sees the benefit and he's enjoying it, man. You can get joy out of passing the ball, leading assists and layups, and he's starting to find that joy in passing the ball. So Embiid is playing the best basketball of his career right now. Best basketball.
You know what it kind of looks like to me though, with him in the passing? It kind of looked like he actually knows to play. You know what I'm saying? Like because his passing still ain't as crisp as it's still like kind of the same, but he don't make as many blind passes now. Like it seems like he knows where guys are and where he's supposed to make the pass to, instead of just like remember how we say it was like he would look and he's trying to see what he's looking at what he's seeing, he's trying to read it instead of just reacting off of what's going on. It looks like he's more comfortable with it, whereas though he knows where the natural progression is. And some of that might be coaching, and some of that, I mean, might be coaching, might be working on stuff.
I think it's a Joker effect.
Nah, Joker's not going to make him better at reading defenses.
No, it's the fact that you see what Joker did to win the game, and you see how it can affect the game. You see how what the big man at center can do, and he won a chip. So you got everybody's. You remember they was killing like. Now, after Joker won that chip, it was like they not even on the same level. It was like Embiid and Joker, you can't even talk about them in the same sentence no more. So I think that may be.
I wouldn't say it was that far. I wouldn't say it was that far discreet.
I don't know. I mean, Joker been doing what Joker been doing, but you saying what since he won a championship, not be wants to play like that. I don't think. I think it was coaching. I think it's the way we was running our offense. Joker is able to do what he could do because the offense that he's in, the way they coach ball movement and cutting and all that kind of stuff like that. And now, you know, I'm not sure if it was a concerted effort from the coaching staff to tell B, you know, keep your head up, make the quick pass, y'all cut to the hole. This is how you cut, and you might cut from if you got two people, one on the left, one on the right. The dude from the left is going to cut, the one on the right is going to go out to the three. I don't know how they necessarily coach him to do it, but he's doing it right now. I'm not going to say there's no too much of Joker. Honestly, I just think it's more of a coaching thing, to be honest with you. And
me too.
He executed right on the field.
He's learning that shooting is not always the best option.
Yeah, I mean, is he still taking a good amount of shots? Is he taking that many less shots? I just think that he's actually protecting the ball better, whereas though some of them 8 turnover games instead of the turnovers, it's like might be 4 assists and 4 turnovers out of that instead of 8 turnovers. Like, I mean, he looked like he's reading the defenses, he reads the play, he knows what's the next progression in it. That's what it looks like to me.
So you think before he didn't know the plays?
A lot of times he looked lost. Think about how many times you say how bad his basketball IQ was, because it's like he not recognizing where to double team and where to go with from the double team. So I mean,
so now he being
he was getting better at it, or maybe he got close. Maybe he got coached up.
Yeah, I think it's a coaching. I mean, could it be a little bit of Joker one like this? Now, as you know, it's an imitation. They say it was a copycat league. I mean, I'm not saying it can't be none of that. I mean, we all seen how Steph Curry changed the game. Everybody was a copycat off of that. Now that's totally different. So could it be a little bit of that? It's possible. I'm not saying it's not. I give you that. But I also just think if we had other coaches who were still here, regardless of what Joker did, I still don't think that would be happening. I just think you got a coach who with a different mindset, who thinks the game a little bit more creatively than the last coach. And you see a dude who gets doubled and tripled all the time. Why wouldn't you have him pass better? Like this is, to me, that's basketball 101. You should teach that big man who get double and tripled all the time. Yo, you got backdoor people cutting. You got people going out to the 3. Hit them dudes quick. Like that's basic common sense to me in a sense. But that wasn't.
The funny thing is, Embiid is averaging more shots per game this year than he did last year. So he's still shooting. He's shooting 21.1 field goal attempts. He's shooting one more field goal attempt than he was last year. So I mean, he's just making better plays, better passes.
B is truly playing the best. Dude, B is really playing MVP caliber ball right now. MVP caliber ball.
If we take the number 1 seed and he's playing the way he's playing, he's gonna have to be back in MVP consideration again. It's gonna be hard to deny him to give him another MVP. To be honest with you, the way he's playing so far, if we keep it up and we lock down a number 1 seed.
Relabeled, I think that make a big difference too. I do think the vets that we got on, he makes a point of the vets that we got on the team actually hitting open threes. And that does make a difference when you kicking the ball out and guys can actually shoot and make open shots, as opposed to if that's the case, it's like, well, I might as well shoot them myself. Remember, that's how Kobe used to be. Like, man, if y'all ain't gonna make the shot anyway, I'm gonna shoot them all. Get the rebound.
I think
go ahead.
I think when I don't think we did. Somebody talked about we still need Zach. I don't think so. I think when we'll sturdy the team up a little more when Oubre comes back. I think Oubre should start too. You go ahead and move Batum to the bench. I think Oubre should start. Put him back in the starting lineup. Move Batum to the bench, and let's get this thing going.
I mean, Oubre was our firepower off the bench when you had that bench lineup with him and Max in there, and we winning like this now. So I don't know. I kind of like Oubre off the bench. That offense that was coming off of that bench, that firepower.
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I'm
not mad at either way. I'm not mad either way.
I'm the same way. The way this team is, the way it's constructed right now, Oubre did well coming off the bench and starting. Like, so you could do either one depending on the matchup sometimes, depending on who has the juice that night and who don't. Like that's one thing it seems like Nick Nurse is kind of really like he's flexible with is this lineup. And even the time that he gives people, if you cooking, he gonna let you cook. If you see you doing all right, he gonna let you ride. Like this, what I'm liking from what I'm seeing from him so far, man. He's not stuck on outside of your, obviously Maxey and Embiid. It don't seem like he's overly stuck on who's gonna get the most playing time because you was in the starting lineup type deal. So, I mean, what I'm saying is nice. And for all the dudes, for all the people, I was actually arguing with somebody in the chat. I'm not sure who it was. And he was trying to actually tell me Maxey was a six man. I don't know. He couldn't have been a Sixers fan. He had to have been a hater, some outside bull.
No, was that Phil? No, that was was that?
Phil was hating a little bit, but it was somebody else. I can't remember his name. I think it started with an L or something. If you on the chat, what up, Phil? If you on the chat right now, expose yourself. Because they was trying to tell me that Maxey was a six man. We going to see in the playoffs. He too small. He ain't going to be able to do nothing. All this. It was a troll up in here.
That was Phil Evans. That was the other Phil.
It was Phil. Okay. All right. Yeah. He was doing some hating. But it was a lot of people last pod saying that Maxey needs to be more aggressive. Not aggressive. I don't think he that bull and all that kind of stuff like that. This young man continues to show up and show out. Shot the ball 20 times tonight, 30 points, 8 assists. Come on, man. Like y'all crazy if y'all think this dude. This is what I predicted. I said going into the series, especially if Harden wasn't here, Maxey would average 25 to 27 points a game, and he's right smack dab in the middle where I said at 26. Right where I said it. This is stuff I'll be calling. I'll be trying to tell y'all stuff be coming to me, and I try to give it to y'all, and y'all shoot it down like I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what get me mad. That's what has me up at night, concerned and upset because y'all don't be hearing what I be saying. Now, do y'all believe yet? Do y'all believe now?
Let me correct that. Phil Evans didn't say he was a six man. He wasn't. It was
another dude.
Yeah, he should say slow down and call him a star until you see how he responds.
Well, who was the other cat?
Now the other ball was $1.99 Lester Diamonds.
Yes,
that was the boy.
Diamond. That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, $1.99, man.
Thank you, Boozilla. Thank you. I'm glad you're here.
Hey, somebody said something for the record. Oubre was coming off the bench to start. Didn't somebody get hurt and then Oubre took over?
Started. Yeah, he did both. When
but I mean, he wasn't because they said
we
Oubre
traded PJ Tucker. He started.
Yeah, we made the trade. And then Oubre. Well, we swapped them out for each other though, right? They got swapped in that trade. Oh no, Oubre was a free agent. My bad. Yeah, we signed Oubre before the trade. Yeah.
There's no way.
Oubre was off the bench first, and he was balling out. Oubre was balling out off the bench.
PJ shouldn't have been starting over Oubre at all, though. That right there.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, if Batum needs to start in order to get in the flow, and I don't mind Oubre coming off the bench. Oubre
he's not a starter.
All I'm saying is, Oubre played well off the bench. If that's how they want to, before we was complaining when he had no firepower off the bench.
Marcus Morris is firepower off the bench. He the one that said he used to starting. Now he got to get comfortable with coming off the bench. He's used to starting. Batum not used to starting.
Batum does work well with Oubre. Somebody said that in the chat. I agree with that. Cure Classic said that Max
works well with Embiid.
That's what I meant. What did I say?
You said Oubre.
Oh yeah, I meant go on beat him. Somebody said Maxey's too nice to be a superstar. Do y'all believe that?
No.
You do have to have a little dog. I kind of agree with that. You have to have a little dog, and you have to.
Is Maxey any nicer than Steph Curry?
Confidence. You have to have a certain amount of confidence.
They're about the same on the niceness level.
Huh? No, Curry got that swag. Curry got that swag. Curry got that swag. You must not watch Curry play.
Curry
definitely do. No, Curry definitely do, but he ain't always had that swag all like that.
He always had that.
You don't just bring that out.
I'm saying you act like Maxey. You act like Maxey don't when he get to hooping like he don't. Everybody like when dudes are bucket once they getting buckets they do that.
People are scared to talk trash to Curry because at this point, I mean, he made you scared to talk trash to him because you talk trash, he light you up for 60. Maxey, the difference between Maxey and Curry to me is
Curry was beaten into submission by his wife.
No,
my bad. That's a different conversation.
Maxey to me is a little bit more. I'm saying how this looks. I'm not saying this is what he is. He looks a little more silly out there and young acting out on the court. Where Curry is like, he don't be mean mugging nobody, but you know when he got that look in his eyes over. Like I've yet to see Maxey with that look like, yeah, it's over for you. I ain't seen with that look. Not saying he hasn't played like that, but it's just something like an energy that you can see in the player when you see this boy is like, yeah, he ain't playing no more.
I think so. I've seen games when he cooking it. His is just not as pronounced. It's not like he ain't out there doing all this and throwing the mouthpiece and stuff around. But you can see when he got that bounce in his step.
That's part of the swag, though. That's part of what to let you know I'm killing you out here. When you start seeing me in and all this kind of stuff.
Maxey still comes to the NBA like he's in his first day of being in the NBA.
With a book bag on his back.
They said, Maxey, you cannot get the smile off this dude. He living his dream, and you can see it all over him. He living his dream.
Which ain't no.
So I said Maxey, X-Ray said Maxey silly's his way to 50 points. He do though. Like I listen, I agree. Yep. I'm telling you, like he's that. This is why I called him MOTC. This is why I coined the phrase the happy hooper. If y'all remember, he's happy out there. He always has the happy hooper vibe. But I think we're used to seeing the dudes who take your head off on the basketball tip. They ain't out there looking overly happy. They got that. It's something about them that they coming at your throat, and you feel it and you see it. Now, Maxey, you see it a lot of times. Like his game, he applies the pressure. You cannot never say Maxey don't apply the pressure. He take you to the rack. He a sidestep you to hit you with a step back three. His arsenal, his bag is deep. But the look and the vibe is just something that is just different from what we used to. It's not that killer instinct that we used to. But
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong. Listen, as long as you get buckets, I'm what I'm going to say. People wasn't used to somebody shooting 12 to 13 threes a night. Curry changed the narrative. That's what he do now. And still get 30, average 30, 31 points a game. And win championships and MVPs. But that's either here nor there. We're not talking about Curry. We're talking about Maxey.
I agree, Norm B.
Happy Hooper. He said Phil said he needed a killer to play Boston. Y'all think Maxey needs to turn to a killer against Boston? You think he could do the same thing he's doing?
I just think we need to upgrade that D'Anthony Melton position. I know he got high. Maxey, he's so hot and cold. I think still need to upgrade that D'Anthony Melton position. We have to do that before the trade deadline. I'm not in a rush to do it now, but sometime during the season before the trade deadline, I think we got to upgrade that position a little bit.
I mean, if he's playing the way he's played in the last few games, you don't think that would be enough?
9 points? I guess. I mean,
no, I'm just saying if you're going to have the guy, I'm just saying if we're looking at what guys is averaging right now, like, do you have to have a 15, 20-point scorer at every position?
No, but I keep saying this. We keep saying this over and over again. You need a dude that can get it when it's time to get it. You only have 2.5. Now, if you can have somebody in that position right now that can get it, if the 2.5 is lacking, he can get
Maxey,
20.
Oubre, and Toby?
Oubre coming off the bench. I mean, how many minutes he's going to get? He's going to be straddling him.
Just because you coming off the bench don't mean you get less minutes. You can still get the same minutes coming off the bench. Just because you don't start don't mean you don't finish.
Melton, we will not win a chip with Melton in the starting lineup. Tired of that. Yes, he plays well here and there in spurts.
I say this: his offense is very sporadic. His defense is extremely consistent. Melton is active all the time defensively. He get a lot of knockaway balls. He may not get the steal, get credit for the steal, but he gets a lot of tip passes. He get a lot of reach in, knock the ball away, bounce around. One of us grab it. He actually did that several times tonight. So I know what you're saying about Melton offensively, but this is what I'm saying about chemistry in that everybody's kind of in their role. The only thing, like I said, I would kind of like to see if Melton played if he was a point guard, I would feel a little bit more comfortable. I would. But the way he plays defense right now and the way Maxey kind of been handling the point guard and the scoring role, I'm still saying it's tough. I started the year saying that's a very tough thing to ask a young player to do, to score and play point guard. That's extremely tough. And I asked him to do that and to be on a championship level team coming to playoffs. That's tough. But so far, he has been doing it. Tonight, 30 and 8. He's been consistent with dropping around 20 to 30 points and getting 7 to 8, between 7 and 10 assists. So I can't hate too much. I can't, but I just don't see it long term. I don't see it. 31 and 8.
The way B playing too, the way B passing. Whole team moving the ball around now. But yeah, I think Melton runs the worst like fast break 2. If it's 2-on-1 for some reason, he just runs a terrible fast break 2 for some reason. But for now, he's okay. Still think we still.
I'm not as worried about the size of our backcourt when you got Embiid, probably the best defensive center in the league. Excuse me, as the anchor in the back, and then you have the athletic player Oubre on the wing. When you got Batum, you got Covington. You have a good amount of defensive players around, and Melton's a good defender. So, I mean, for real, when you're looking at that, you got that. I mean, they play excellent team defense.
They said Melton shooting 44%.
You got enough firepower. We want people that can play defense too.
I agree.
Listen, I agree. But we'll see. We'll see how it flows when Oubre come back with this, because he didn't get to play with these new guys yet. He didn't get to play with Batum and Cove. He didn't really get to play with them like that. And Morris. So we'll see how Nick Nurse does the lineup.
They said Melton
so far he's doing a pretty good job at shuffling. So
he is.
But you say
they said Melton shooting 44% from 3 the last couple of games. He's shooting 41% for the year. That's actually really good. I didn't know it was that high. If he could stay at 40% for the year, and I mean, you shoot.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes we forget about the averages because we'll see somebody playing bad for like a couple games, a couple stretch, and it's like, yo, they stinking it up. But then when you go and look, it's like it's law of averages. You know what I'm saying? And in order for that to catch up like that, he had to be hot. Had to be hot as fish grease. Some of them games.
Somebody said free Mo Bamba. You think Mo Bamba would be better playing the Paul Reed position than Paul Reed is?
No, you know what? I wanted to say something about Paul Reed too. He actually has pretty good footwork down in that post. He got some nice post moves, but the finish just be off sometimes. But I'm looking at the moves he making. I'm like, the ball got footwork.
He do
that finish.
That finishing hook that he's now putting in his arsenal. He hits it off the glass sometimes, and sometimes he don't. He getting that down pretty nice. Every time he shoot it, for some reason, it don't look like he gonna make it, but he makes it pretty consistently. So I'm liking where Paul Reed progression is at right now. I am. I mean,
Bamba shoots a better three.
But you say he shoot a better three?
Yeah.
I mean, he might, but Paul Reed's active. Paul Reed just sometimes he do goofy stuff and then act like he's so surprised when he get fouled. I actually seen him push somebody in the back, setting the screen, and he didn't get called for it. But I know if he'd got called for it, he'd have been looking. He'd start looking like, "Well, what I do?" I'm like, "Bro, like, come on, stop this, stop. You do it all the time. It's very obvious that you did something and you act like you didn't." But to his credit, he's active, he's hustling, and he's trying hard, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Paul.
I would hate to be a player that comes here, right? As a free agent, thinking you don't get some burn and you don't get get zero.
Paul Reed shooting 33% from three.
It's not bad.
He ain't shooting many times a game, but he's shooting 33%.
I ain't see him hit 1 3 yet.
He hit a 3 today.
He hit 1 today. What are you talking about?
He hate watching.
Yeah, I'm hate watching.
He is.
He hate watching. Because Paul Reed actually been playing pretty good. He's actually been playing pretty good. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Paul Reed, to be honest with you. You got people in the chat saying Mo Bamba is better. I got to see him play more. I haven't. I got to see him my own eyes. You know me. I'm a man with the eye test. I got to see him. I don't care what the stats say and all this. I need to lay true eyes on him, and then I'll tell you if he's good.
I actually used to watch him in Orlando. His best year in Orlando was he played 71 games, 25 minutes a game. He averaged 10 points, 8 rebounds, almost 2 blocks, and 1 assist.
That's not bad.
That was in 21-22.
On a bad team.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hating that. I gotta see him. I mean, so far in the spurts I've seen him, he looked solid. I just got to see him against, like Wayne said, or somebody in the comment section said, it's like him. He lighting up. They put him in garbage time, so he looking good in garbage time. But I want to see what he's going to look like against AD, against what's the name, Sabonis, and all them dudes like that. Like, let me see what he looks like.
Is it the case that maybe he don't fit the system?
Why'd they sign him? Why'd they bring him in?
No, I think he fit the system. I mean, I just think it's the case there ain't enough time for everybody. Paul Reed playing well. Like, you got to justify taking Paul Reed minutes, and if he's stinking it up, then you can justify it. I don't think you can legitimately justify taking Paul Reed minutes right now. Plus, we winning he's playing well. On top of that, we winning.
Yeah, so, and you just ink Paul Reed to that money too. So sometimes money talks.
Yep,
that's facts. I've been talking about that for a long time. Real quick before we get up out of here, it was a good win, by the way. But I sent y'all some information. I don't know if we talked about it in the pod, but we were talking about in our chat. This whole Chris Paul, Scott Foster thing. I'm real. This thing is very concerned. I didn't realize how deep this thing ran. Chris Paul actually came out after he got 2 quick technicals and ejected from the Golden State game. He came out and said that this thing goes back some years and involving his son. Something that happened with his son. Now, Wayne, I think you sent the video, or Tim sent the video, and this girl broke it down, and she was talking about how if it was involving his son at the oldest would have been 8 years old. That was Chris Paul's last year in LA with the LA Clippers, because that's what he kind of alluded that it happened with, because he said we had a meeting with Doc Rivers, my dad, and so forth and so on. I'm shocked that my question to y'all is, I mean, what y'all think about all that and the NBA's role in this? Like, if this is something that pretty much known.
This to me is like the R. Kelly situation. Everybody knows some crooked crap going on, but ain't nobody saying nothing. Now all of a sudden it's all the outrage when you see certain stuff start getting exposed. We knew this with Tim Donaghy. We knew even before that you have many players sitting there talking and saying how games go a certain way. We read about the whole situation, heard about the whole situation with Iverson and the board that was like when he was in Denver, and they basically told him they're going to call calls on him and not give him no calls and do him like that. These refs been doing this. That's why I don't want to hear that. That's why I can't stand when they let these refs and these officials become like the focal part of the game. Like the league need to step in. The league should have put their hammer on a whole bunch of them. The same way the boy used to go back and forth with Tim Duncan. The league need to step in and put a foot down on that.
Yeah, we got to find out who else is related to in the league, because there's no way this still should be going on. Even with the way he ref, I don't get it. It been this black cloud over that dude and with the league, and they still continue to put him on these primetime games and the big playoff games. Like, what are you doing? Who's making these calls? Who's in charge of putting him against these in these positions? And I thought the NBA Players Association was kind of strong. Like during that last before y'all signed, y'all should have Chris Paul. Any on the board spoke up about getting rid of him beforehand. Like, we not signing nothing. The players ain't signing nothing until this dude Scott Foster's out of there. Whatever his name.
Them players don't care nothing about that. They just worried about the money part of it. For real.
I mean, that's true, but I agree with some of the comments there. Chris Hatchie's that this Scott Foster thing is out of control. It has reached a point where it's out of control. I didn't realize. I just watched the video today. I didn't realize. Yeah, high and Queese. I didn't know where Wayne was going with that.
I was like, what in the world?
Did it not match?
I mean, you brought it together. You brought it home. You brought it
Barely.
home. It was close. It was a close call. But what's up, Zig? My thing is, I was actually reading I watched this video and I was reading the comment section, right? And this is when it got interesting to me, and I never thought about this aspect of it. The dude said, Scott Foster, he said, yo, chill with this video of Scott Foster out here feeding families. So I'm like, I'm reading like, what do you mean by that? So he's saying that every game that Scott Foster refs, certain games versus certain players, Harden, Chris Paul, he actually bets on the opposing team. And if your win percentage is like 80, 70, 80% because you bet against the dude, something's wrong with that. When you got a league now that openly accepts gambling, and you got all these different sports apps you could get and all that kind of stuff like that, and there's big money going from one hand to the next, and you got almost a bird in the hand with a dude like Scott Foster, where you got almost a guaranteed victory because when he playing against somebody, they gonna win. So you bet Golden State gonna lose to the Suns. It's almost a guaranteed victory. You eject Chris Paul, not that he's this so integral in a game, but he runs their whole second unit. So now they eject him, and sure enough, what happens? Golden State ends up losing by like 3 or 4 points. So if he plays, probably you may have a strong argument that Golden State could have won that game. But now if you're a betting man, you win because Scott Foster ref in that game. Something's wrong with that. And if NBA don't step in, that's saying a lot about his relationship with them, how they cover for him. Like, is he related to somebody? Does he have tapes on that whole Donaghy thing? Because I watched the whole Donaghy documentary, how many calls Scott Foster made to Donaghy while Donaghy made to Scott Foster while he was betting. He made 137 calls to this dude. That was only like 2 minutes long, and they all happened before the game. So that's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They should have cleaned house. And to me, it's similar to the whole baseball. That baseball got it right after the whole Black Sox scandal way back when, in the beginning parts, when they felt like they was gambling and throwing the game away. That's why baseball said nobody touch anything gambling. Like, you can't gamble on other sports. You can't gamble on nothing while you're a part of our organizations. And that's what the NBA and football is going to have to do, because gambling is it's prevalent everywhere now. But the fact that the refs can have this much control, you've seen, like you said, that's a whole paper trail. We looking at it, we look and see what it is. This ain't no coincidence. The NBA seeing this like, oh well, and I think some of that might be the refs. The NBA might have had the refs throwing some games for them. Certain times they might have wanted certain people winning championships.
Yeah, Foster might have something on him.
You know what I'm saying?
This is my mindset. Does he have something on the league that they know he could blow this whole thing open if they fire this dude.
Yep,
That's
it
why.
gotta be.
There was somebody on whatchamacallit, like one of them NBA's first talk or one of them NBA ESPN shows. It was a girl analyst, and she said in the video I sent y'all, she said if you ask, she's like almost guarantee you ask everybody around the league don't like Scott Foster. So you talk about the majority, let's say 25 out of 32 NBA teams, was it 32 now? 32 NBA teams don't want this dude reffing. He's still reffing. Something's wrong with that.
Yeah,
something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Let me ask y'all something. Is the play-in tournament still going on? Did somebody win? Did I miss something?
Yeah, it's still going on.
The play. You talking about the mid-season?
The in-season tournament.
Who's winning?
The play-in tournament is the end of the season tournament. The in-season tournament. I don't know who's winning. Nobody knows who's winning.
Okay.
Nobody knows. Nobody cares until some point later in the season when it be like your team don't got home court advantage because of the in-season tournament. Like, hold on,
when they give out
that,
they don't know when they give out that $500,000 check.
That's how much it is.
Each player gets like $500,000 if you win, right?
That's what it is. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, they play the games in Vegas or something like that. I think they're gonna be the championship is gonna be done in Vegas. That's when we'll really know who in and who out. When everybody start going to Vegas. Other than that, I don't know.
Donahue wasn't the only one. Donahue was just the fall guy for everybody else. They was like they got him. They got him. It's like one of them situations. Like it's like, all right, we gonna take care of you because they taking care of Donahue. He get to go out, write a book, he doing all this other stuff. It ain't like he was in general population. I'm pretty sure they ain't put him in there with the thugs and drug dealers and all them dudes. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, he's still
club and then came out and was taken care of.
He still get his NBA pension, by the way. He ain't lose none of that.
They should
exactly. That should have been out the window.
I got certain thought about this. Nah. Shit, nobody better just take your pension. I got certain things about taking.
It's the union man. Go ahead, union man. Speak up.
You what?
He passionate about that union at 309, which was the local 306.
Listen, I was in local 8, 158.
Okay, go ahead.
My thing is, if you work 30 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you do, I don't care what you do, unless you kill somebody and they sue you for the money. How the world somebody and where's it go? How they just take something you worked 30 years for something trivial? Nah.
Yeah, well, what they do when they suspend the players? Then they should. You know what they should do when whatever they find. I agree with you to that extent. You don't just take the pension part, but you go about how long he been crooked. You go by what record you got, and you.
I don't care how long he still works.
No.
I don't care. Then you put a fine on every time he calls the integrity of the game to be called in question because of his actions.
Nah, he still works for that.
You find him the same way they find them players. If players is doing stuff, they find him.
You work for that.
I mean, I'm kind of in the middle with that, bro. First of all, he probably doubled his pension with all the gambling he was doing on the side.
But he went to jail. Jail, they put like a fine on you. He probably got like $1 million in fines.
I don't know. Did that happen, or did he settle out with some kind of sneak attack loss? I don't know. I don't know what happened.
So do you think somebody doing a Ponzi scheme scandal, something like that? Should they have to get the money back?
If they taking people's pension, that's different. But if you work and you do something,
you got paid for working. My thing is,
come on, you gonna take my pension?
But he got paid. Them referees get paid. First of all, they get paid by almost $300,000 a year. So they get good money. But you also run the risk of drastically corrupting the league that you ref for. So if you cost that league, possibly cost it millions of dollars because of your corruption, if they coming at your pension, that's your fault. That's something on another level. I can see if you saying if it's an indiscretion, like you were just a horrible ref and you made some very bad calls and now Bulls want your pension.
Okay, but they didn't take his pension though. He still got his pension.
Huh?
They said he still got his pension though.
Yeah, but that's the thing we arguing. Should he still have his pension? That's what I'm saying.
No, but then you got a small man that works his whole life and say he gets caught with a gun and they take his pension on school grounds.
That's what I'm saying. But
then they take your pension.
You arguing a one-time
to me.
That's
fraudulent.
You arguing a one. I think you got to remember is the discipline concurrent with the crime. So if you're saying is it what they call it cruel and unusual punishment. Now, this would be financially cruel and unusual punishment if you saying somebody got caught with a gun or whatever, and now you want to take your whole pension. But if you're saying this dude corrupted or ran the risk of bringing down a league because of corruption, this was huge.
Move on. Listen.
That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you could argue.
I mean, it got to be Sacramento fans how they feel about it with Tim Donaghy when he blitzed. And I remember watching that series and saying, "Yo, they cheating for the Lakers." I remember blatantly watching that. Like, and when they was in the overtime, Chris Webber couldn't get no foul calls, and they called it anytime anybody went near Shaq.
Think about this. Think about this, Wayne. Think about this. You know how many coaching jobs and careers he might have caused for making people lose games? Bro. So do you care about the dude who possibly missed out on a $10-20 million contract as a coach?
Class action suit on him
because you couldn't win, but now you want to keep your pension and you possibly ruin people's careers because you fraudulently called games? Nah, I'm not mad if he get his pension took. Not him. You could argue somebody else. Don't argue him, bro.
I didn't argue him. I'm just saying people
don't argue. No, I know what you're saying about the pension. I'm not saying your pension should be up for grabs or anything.
You got regular. I'm talking about regular working dudes losing their pension. That's just
nah.
That's somebody that worked their whole life.
We talking about the reps. We wasn't talking about the regular working dude.
Yeah, we weren't talking about regular working dude. We talking about
if you're making an effort, if you're making a consistent effort to keep on doing something, then yeah. I mean, but if you're talking about like once or twice something happened, I'm saying it was or a mishap or something like that. That's different from blatantly going out and sullying the name of the NBA.
Yeah. That's a whole nother level. I just want to touch on that because I the more I've been hearing about this, a lot of people are kind of putting videos out about this and this whole what's the name, Scott Foster thing. It's getting more and more egregious to me. It's crazy. That's why solving the race problem. That's why I had to spend a little time on it. Thank you. But
I mean, we was about to get off anyway. We just gave a little extra.
Yeah, we just gave you a couple extra minutes of content. It's about to be a wrap. So that's what it was. But I think more is going to come out of it. I actually think the league going to eventually step in and do something soon.
Yeah, they're going to have.
Worst case scenario, he should be coaching no game with Chris Paul if you got personal beef with him. That's the least you could do.
Chris Paul might have to swing on him just to end it all.
I agree. Ample Minds, he said, kind of missed Tim's bad takes tonight. She said the league was rigged. Y'all the best doing it. Thank you. Shout out to you, Ample Minds. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, she been said that. But she said, I remember that interview he said as soon as he found out about Donaghy, he went off screaming, going off, talking about, I told y'all. Mm-hmm. He was right.
He won a chip. So was it rigged for him to win a chip?
No, he should have won 2. He probably should have won 3 chips.
Okay.
Did y'all see the who was it? Somebody. Oh, did you see when who was it? Iggy and
the boy
Turner was talking about
yeah.
When they talk about how he was like, listen, we ain't got no chance to win this. They don't want to see us against Miami. They want to see Boston, Miami. So we got to blow them out by 40 in order for us to win or make a close game. See, that's what I'm saying. When you got stuff like that where the players actually know, like come on, man, you messing with the integrity of the game with that kind of stuff.
I agree.
But that's why I say they got something on the league. The league then did some stuff over the time. The league got a little bit of wrestling in them. They've been doing a little bit of stuff on the side. Throwing a couple things here and there. Not saying everything is always scripted, but they pick and choose how they want to run stuff. And I think the refs know, and that's why the refs got something on them. Like, leave us. You ain't gonna put it on us.
My wife is adamant about. She thinks it's outright fixing. I kind of think it's more of a gentle massaging. Like Donaghy's talked about when they wanted more scoring from the offense, and he said they kind of came up and showed them video clips of Kobe and fouls that should have been called that wasn't called because they wanted to let Kobe do his thing. So I think it's more of a thing like that, like a gentle coaxing of like coaching or whatever the word is.
It's mental manipulation.
Yes, of kind of what direction you want it to go. Like if you make sure the call might come down. Like make sure you watch. Or make sure you watch how hitting Patrick Mahomes been hit a little bit, and make sure you watch that. You got to protect the quarterback, stuff like that, and put that little mental play. That's all you got to do. You put that in somebody's mind, you instantly now you on it. You on it because you remember your performance or your pay and how many games you ref is based on your performance. So if they're telling you to watch for something and you not doing what they're telling you to do, you ain't going to coach them. You ain't going to ref that many games. So your playoff reffing is done. Your finals referee might be done. Your Super Bowl referee might be done. You get paid for them extra games. You know what I mean? So it's a lot that you could do to kind of turn the tides of games without making it so, if you know what I'm saying. So, but we'll see. We'll see what comes up with this whole thing. I'm
X-Man, we was robbed. As NBA
I'm
fans, we was robbed. LeBron and Kobe should have been. It should have been LeBron versus Kobe.
And the boy D White, he said they had something to say about that. Yeah. So that's why they had some extra venom in them against LeBron and them.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that though. I think that was the one John that everybody wanted to see, that LeBron straight up against Kobe that we never got to see, but we got to see LeBron and Curry. That was one of the classic matchups. Curry just got scared and I'm not gonna say he got scared. Draymond got scared and grabbed KD. I can't hate. I can't.
He almost fell out of character.
I did. I ain't gonna put Curry into that. Draymond got scared and got KD. That's what happened. But all right, fellas. Good pod. Thank y'all for the support, the love. We'll see y'all when we play again. When the next game? Wednesday, Thursday?
I don't know.
Good
Tim,
question.
You know, that's what we need Tim for. He always
That's because Tim don't do nothing else.
Good next game, y'all. When is it? Somebody. Prophet, X-Men. Sixers next game is when? I'm sure you pull it up. Sixers games. Ethan, your phone fast.
Pelicans Wednesday. Pelicans on Wednesday.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Yeah, Pelicans.
I might see y'all.
Zion coming in.
Yeah.
Then we got Boston Friday. We got a couple nice games coming up. Let's go.
Here we go. Let's have it. All right. See you on the other side.
All right.
Deuces. Who got to stop it? Either you stop it or Tim got
ain't got anything, I think.
It ain't Wayne.
I guess we go going now.
Hey,
Tim, where you at? Tim just started and walks off, and now we can't even stop it. It just keep going and going. I gotta log out. We gotta all close our computer screens to stop the show.
Wayne just ran from the show. I thought Wayne had the power to stop it.
I don't know. I guess not. We still going, ain't we? Ziggy said keep it going. I'm about to sit back. We're gonna be here all night. Who playing right now? We get on. We might as well go toe for toe. Start calling the next game that come on. I gotta get in the bed. I can't stay up too late with y'all.
Yeah, I think if we leave it to stop.
That's what's gonna have to happen. All right, everybody. I'm like, look, boys, about to pull an all-nighter. What's up? Make them pay. All right, y'all. Deuces, I'm out of here. I see you on the other side.
Let me see how I get out of here.